Thanks for that welcome, Will, and prompts. That was great. You guys look so tired. It's probably pretty logical, actually, because you haven't slept for most of the night and you haven't eaten, so I guess you're probably all pretty tired and lethargic, and I guess it's all about ready to fall asleep. But we need to spice this up a bit, and well, I can see now. There's one person I know who always spices things up for me in the morning, and that's Scott. So I'm going to ask for Scott to actually come up and help me out. He has no idea what he's doing, so this will be entertaining for all of us. I don't know. Up here, Scott. Up you come. Yeah, you. Yes. No, not that Scott. Look at his shirt. Compare shirts. Which one's going to brighten up your day? So, we've got Scott here. Woo! And he's going to help me out because you guys need something to focus your attention on. It's interesting, isn't it? Yeah. I don't know if you're at the senior school carnival on Friday, but Scott keeps me inspired there as well. Because when you do long jump, I guess you jump into the pit. Scott doesn't. He does flip into the pit. And although that's illegal, because the problem was he did a 2-foot takeoff, you can't do a 2-foot takeoff, but you can still do flips into the pit. Remember that. Anyway, today I'm going to tell you a story. And this story happened 2,000 years ago. And things were a little different back then. And we're also going to see this story, hopefully from a different perspective than what it's outlined in the Bible. We're going to see it from a little boy's point of view. Now this kid, early teens, so he's not like a little kid, he's early teens, maybe a little younger than you, but probably wears the same sort of thing. Where's your hat gone? Can you go down and get your little hat down there? Because we're going to tell this story and also give it a modern take. So, when Scott, I've never seen him move so, no, keep your beanie on as well, you need both. So, up you come. When he has his green cone on, he's going to be a Jewish boy, because they have those little things on the back. He's going to be a Jewish boy from 2,000 years ago. When he has just his beanie on, not just his beanie on, yeah, we don't want just the beanie, but when he has his cap taken off, he's going to be a fanatic, we'll say Eagles supporter, although they're not Eagles colours. So there are two scenarios. So if you lose the story as we're going through, when he's got his green cap on, he's a good Jewish boy from 2,000 years ago. When he doesn't, he is a fanatical Eagles supporter from nowadays. Anyway, just to, I guess, clarify, society was very different 2,000 years ago. Today, the elite in our society are the famous singers, the people who pretend to be someone else. We call them actors. The people who are our sporting stars. These are the people we go, they are the elite in our society. 2,000 years ago, it was very different. The elite in their society were the ones who, could connect with God. The ones who could understand and teach, and the religious leaders were the elite 2,000 years ago. And these were the people who you would sit around at night and talk about. The same way men today stand around a barbie and talk about the favourite team and the new drafts and all this in the footy. The guys back then, they would stand around, and in your families, in your extended family who you lived with, you'd sit around in the evening and you'd talk about the new teachings coming up, or the new ideas, or the rabbis that are coming around. And 2,000 years ago, this new rabbi, this new religious teacher came onto the page. And he's called Jesus. And there's a rumour going around your town that Jesus is coming to your town. This new rabbi, this new elite in society. Now imagine you're the young boy 2,000 years ago, good one, and he's coming to your town. As I said, each night you sit around with your extended family who you live with, and you talk about what's going on in terms of the religious circles and how they're connecting with God, new teachings and interpretations that are going on. And this morning he's coming to your town. The whole town's abuzz. And but your dad, well, he's a fisherman, and your brothers, well, they're out on the boat fishing. They got up early and they're out. And your mum, she's got to stay home with the baby. And it's decided that, hey, actually you're going to be the one who's going to go and listen to this new teacher, this elite in society. And this is pretty exciting. This is awesome, because it's like such a privilege to go and listen to this guy preach. But you need to make sure that you take notes. You understand everything this guy's saying, because you're going to come back at night and you're going to tell the whole family about these new teachings. So you're ready to go, you're ready to run off and go join the crowd as they're wandering, because this guy Jesus is coming. But mum being mum needs to pack your lunch. You go, no, I'll grab something on the way. I know another family. Come and be at your footy ground. Now this probably gives it a bit of more of a take on what's happening. Now unfortunately Dad's got to work today and Mum's got to stay home with the kid. But Mum says actually you can go and hang out there after your game and listen to what Mick Malthouse has to say about footy. Now you are absolutely out, because your family, they're Eagles members. They love footy every night, every game they watch, every night they're talking about it, talking about how Chris Masson's got dropped again and how the Fords are going in the Eagles and how they're number 5 and Carlton lost last night, in case any of you missed that. So Eagles have a chance of getting in the top 4, so we're all pumped about that. Mick Malthouse, although he has changed, we still have fond memories of the 2 premierships he coached the Eagles to win. So you still like this guy, but you know deep inside, even though he is the enemy's coach, he is like the elite of coaching. And as it turns out, Friday night footy, the Dockers were playing Collingwood, and the Dockers got smashed again. So Mick Malthouse decided, actually one of his mates from when he was coaching here is actually one of the friends of the parents at footy. So he's going to hang around, take the next flight back to Melbourne, and he's going to be at the ground. And you are absolutely pumped. So you're going to go and listen to Mick Malthouse play. So, absolutely pumped. More pumped than that. Whoa, awesome. So, you rock up to your game, but before you leave the house, of course, Mum, being Mum, you need to take a couple of rounds of sandwiches for you to eat after your game. So, off you run to your footy game. There we go. And you're playing your game. Playing footy. No, on here, play your footy. You kick ball. Whoa! Or you kick your hat, and you handball and you're running around. You start to notice on the sidelines the crowd starts to swell. Hundreds, thousands of people are starting to rock up to your footy game. Not really, they come to see Mick Malthouse play. Twitter has gotten out, texting, everyone knows that Mick Malthouse is coming down to Carey to watch the footy and to hang out and see these guys playing. You're not that serious, you're playing footy still. So, as this game continues on, there are 5,000, maybe 10,000 people at the ground. And the president of the club, he's just got to take the most of this opportunity. So he gets his truck and backs it up. And Mick Malthouse jumps on the tray. They set up this microphone and Mick Malthouse is standing there. And he's addressing this crowd of maybe 10,000 people. And he's going to give them the secret to footy. Now, if you play footy, this might help you. This isn't Mick Malthouse. I have no idea what Mick Malthouse will say. But I reckon if Jesus was talking about footy, this is what Jesus would say. He would say, you have to. There's 2 things that you need to be an awesome footy player. Firstly, you need to be passionate about the game. You need to be so in love with this game. You need to be thinking about it and consumed by it, and what you eat is driven by your love for this game. So you're going to eat good food because you want to be a great footy player. You're going to be sitting in class. Instead of listening to Mr. Watson being there, you're going to be working out teams and strategies and how your team can set themselves up the best to win the next game. Not that you would do that in my class, I understand, but this is what you need to be doing. It needs to be the first thing you think about when you wake up, the last thing you think about when you go to bed. You just need to be absolutely passionate. Mick's here talking about how you need to have a passion for the game. The second thing you need to be a great footy player, as Mick Malthouse is standing on the tray of the truck, is you need to just, when you're on the ground, you've got to be there for your teammates. You need to sprint 50 metres across the field to put on a shepherd to free up your team. You need to be there making lead after lead after lead, even when you're exhausted, so that you can be open to make that link between the plays. You just need to do everything you possibly can to help your team.